Episode of Cosplay Interview. Today is the season finale of Cosplay Interview, and today we have the honor of interviewing Rick Legendary. He's a cosplayer who is currently cosplaying as Wolverine. How you doing, Rick?
I am doing fine. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Like, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's crazy. It's been almost 40 cosplayers that we've interviewed, and I love seeing the creativity in the cosplays and everything. But how did you get started into cosplay?
Um, that's like a really trick question. I know a lot of cosplayers they try to fish for the right answer. Everybody has a different one.
Mm-hmm.
And as kids, we dress up for Halloween and stuff like that. But I've always been like this comic book geek since I was a little boy,
Yeah.
and so I grabbed the yellow shirt. I think I was like 12 or 13 or 14 years old. I grabbed the yellow shirt and I took a magic marker and I painted tiger stripes on the side. And I made a Wolverine shirt. And then I wore like a blue t-shirt underneath it because he had the blue. And I started to
Mhm.
create like that. Then I went into my mother's dresser and I grabbed a bunch of red fabric and I cut it and I sewed up a Spider-Man mask and I started climbing around the roof of the house.
Wow.
So I, I had a love for it back then. Then you get into these teenage years where you're too cool for school
Of
and you
course.
don't do it anymore. And then what ended up happening is I always loved comics. I collected comics. I started riding motorcycle, and when I started riding motorcycle, I kind of themed out my motorcycle like a Punisher with the Punisher symbol. And I've been riding
Yeah.
for about almost 20 years. And so in doing that, I started to dress up like the Punisher while I rode around. But
Nice.
I didn't think, yeah. So it's something that was just like, cool, oh, there goes the Punisher. They would see me. There goes the Punisher. They
Yeah.
would see me, and I ended up in a comic convention, and everybody thought I was like cosplaying the Punisher, and I was, but
Mhm.
it wasn't like on purpose. I just dug the character, and it was a cool bike. So,
Yeah.
and then
Exactly.
yeah, so then it came back. I became a child again.
Nice. So, uh, what was your first official cosplay?
Um, Daredevil Netflix season one. I mean, I would say the Punisher, but after that, like it was Daredevil Netflix season one is when I really started taking it more seriously than just being Frank Castle with a cool Punisher stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. No, it's funny because somebody asked me is like, okay, so how when's the cutoff? Like, when are you going to stop cosplaying?
Oh Jesus. Ah, it's kind of it's. I don't think I will. I just I think that for me, I don't have a cutoff. I don't every time I think, I think of something else that I want to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Exactly.
it, yeah, this is like crack to me.
Yeah, it's the legal drug and the
Yes.
addiction and the illegal addiction. No, it's funny because there is no cutoff with a cosplayer because there's always a character which you can cosplay, and if you're
Absolutely.
older, you even look more like the character as well.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
it's like if you look
Absolutely.
at Umbrella Academy, you have Archibald, the dad.
Hmm.
Even in your 60s, you could cosplay as him and be like, "Hey, I'm Archibald," and they'd be like, "Wait, are you really?" No,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. So
I see
what?
I see some guys do the penguin, like older guys
Hmm.
doing the penguin, and I'm like, wow, like really pulling that character off, and it's like, okay,
Exactly.
wizards and stuff. Yeah, I don't think there's a cutoff date.
No, yeah, for me, too, I believe that every cosplayer is going to be cosplaying for years. The only thing I guess would cut it off is if had no money to build the cosplays, and even then you still make what you could out of things. So, are you currently working on some new cosplays?
Um, yeah, lots of them, actually.
Nice.
Lots of them. Um, I'm still finishing This is Wolverine 74. So I still have to finish this one. I'm working on three different versions of Bucky Barnes, Captain
Hmm.
America, and it's kind of like a what if uh Bucky Barnes became Captain America.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna do the traditional Winter Soldier, and I want to do the one from the series that's coming now, and a comic book Star Lord. Like if that's like about four or five of them that I'm working on right now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So, have
yeah.
you ever been in a cosplay contest?
Um, I think one time, yeah, one time in a Think Geek, just for fun,
Hmm.
but I don't really think contests like that because I think all art is beautiful. It's subjective.
Yeah,
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 exactly. No, it's true. Art is subjective, and what you feel is like the best of the best. Maybe somebody thinks is not so great, or maybe something that you think is not so great is the best of the best. You know. So, do you prefer sewing, armor making, or wig working? Are you more like
I
the
I it,
seamster or
I prefer designing. That's what I
designing?
I'm a designer, and because I'm an airbrush artist, I work a lot in taking something that's like a fabric or something and airbrushing it. For
Yeah,
instance,
like
like
that, for instance. Yeah, I was gonna say that
yeah.
that looks really realistic.
If you had seen it before, it was very flat.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
I designed it um, with the intention to airbrush it so it could look like a cinematic outfit, like something, that would be worn in MCU if Wolverine wore a costume.
yeah, exactly. Well, and
Yeah.
look at Doctor Strange's outfits. It's
Yes.
if you just make the basic Doctor Strange outfit, it's like okay, it's nice, but if you like airbrush it like you do,
Oh yeah.
or like dirty it up, then it looks authentic. It's like wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
So
when you do your photo shoots, do you like to do them at like con locations, or do you do them like behind green screens or on location?
all the above.
Yeah,
Like
whatever
all
you can get your hands on, right?
yeah, all
Awesome.
the above. I'm known to like go, all right, I want to cosplay Daredevil, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go find a parking lot because there's some scenes from Netflix Daredevil. He's in a parking lot. Let me go find a parking lot and do a photo shoot there.
Yeah,
Um, Sometimes I'm doing Wolverine. Let me go somewhere where it's woodsy and shoot, there. And sometimes I do have backdrops and stuff at home.
yeah,
And I live in Florida. If it's really hot, then I'll do something like that. And if I am at a con and I meet an exceptional photographer that's just gonna make it look really great with his editing,
yeah.
I'll do that too. Like I don't have a preference.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool. It means it's always up in the air whatever you're going to do. So, are you married?
I have a girlfriend. I have a
Okay.
girlfriend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually
I have
when like the reason why I ask is because married people really don't have much time. They're always doing the honey-do lists and everything.
no, no,
So,
no,
does your
no.
girlfriend support your addiction?
She does. I mean, yeah, I would say so.
Good.
I think she thinks it's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
good.
And
That's good.
yeah, especially because it's I don't cosplay to self-serve,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
Yep. Exactly. You're
I
not doing it for other people. You're doing it for yourself.
Yeah, I'm yeah, I'm a 90% of my involvement is with charity, actually.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah. So without Corona, I'm doing hospital visits, I would say once or twice a month,
Nice. Are
either
you with a
campus
group,
children.
a local
Yeah.
group with there?
Yes, there's a group called Costumers with the Cause. I've been with them, I think probably 5 years now.
Yeah. I'll make sure.
And
I'll make sure I put their logo on my
yeah,
Twitch
and,
here.
and yeah, and I've been with them for like 5 years. And we've done everything from visiting hospitals, which is the main thing. The hospital visits is our main
Yeah.
thing, but we also do fundraisers. Like if a movie comes out, we'll get permission to show up at the movie. Let's say an X-Men movie comes
Mm-hmm.
out, then I'll dress up as Wolverine.
Nice.
Guardians movie come out, I'll dress up as Star Lord, and they'll do a character list of what's wanted, and we'll show up, have a booth set up, have a photographer there, and raise money for it could be any given organization, children's organization.
Nice.
So yeah,
That's really
and
cool.
yeah, I've been doing that. It's like 5 years now
See,
of that.
yeah, I think that's what makes people want to continue to cosplay when they're cosplaying for a cause, basically.
Yes,
When
absolutely.
when you're going over there and seeing the reactions. So I'm pretty sure that you've had a lot of cool in character interactions with a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely. It happens all the time. The funny thing is when you get an adult and they say, "Oh, I want a picture for my kid or my
Yeah,
grandkid or
and
something." Like,
you're
no,
like,
you want
no,
it
you
for you.
don't. It's like, no, you don't. You want it for yourself.
You want it for yourself. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Those are
exactly.
pretty good. Yeah, really, really good stuff.
Nice.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing the interviews for since June. We've I've asked for different cosplayers all over the world actually to, like, hey, if you want to be interviewed, go ahead and email me, sign up, and we'll put you on the calendar and everything. Yeah, and it's really fun. I like it because during the pandemic, cosplayers are going crazy, right?
Yes.
They're they're
Yeah.
going crazy. There's no
And I want to thank
conventions.
you for this.
You know,
I want to thank you for this.
yeah,
There's a lot of things that you can do.
yeah,
Um, if there's any cosplayers out there that are listening and they want a reason to dress up, there's another organization called Operation Birthday Rescue.
yep,
And because kids can't have regular birthday parties,
yeah,
what they do is they'll put on, my son's name is John and he likes Star Wars and these characters. And
hmm,
then you sign up and you do a short video wishing that kid a happy birthday.
yeah,
And so on their birthday, they click on, there's a long list of cosplayers with crazy backgrounds. They're going all out. And it's a great, great, great way to, still cosplay and, and give back during a pandemic.
yeah, exactly. So you're out east, right? You're out
Yes, sir.
east
Southeast.
and southeast coast. So I know how it is in Arizona, where we keep getting our numbers up and down and up and down and up and down. What do you think is the future of conventions, like even after post COVID? What do you think?
That's a really good question. Um, and I wish, I mean, I swear, to God, I wish I had the answer to that
I
one.
know, right? I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
everybody would love the answer to that.
Yeah, I have to unfortunately sit on the fence. It's probably going to be like everything else. You're going to have 50% people that are going to say, you know what, I'm going to go. And
Yeah.
another 50% that may say, no, I don't want to take my chances. And then you have a little sprinkle of those that are wearing masks and are going to wear another mask. And, you know,
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
yeah, yeah,
The good
yeah,
thing it was with like characters like Spider-Man or Fallout characters. Hey, you're wearing a mask. You're good.
yeah.
you're
Oh,
not.
yeah, those
You're
guys
not going to
are
be
good.
infected. But yeah, it's crazy because you have LA Con that was going to put on a convention in December, but then the governor
Mhm.
said no, it's not going to happen. We had in Arizona, we had a convention. Game on Expo put on a little Super Smash Brothers tournament in their parking lot, and they had booths in the parking lot set up, but yet still hundreds of people went to that event, and now it's just like,
Mhm.
okay, how many are going to get infected now? Thank
Yeah.
you. So
Well,
it's
you know
it's
that
it's
some
always
people
like you got to tip your toe into it and see what
Yeah, some
happens.
people still went to San Diego Comic-Con, even though there wasn't. They
Yeah,
showed up anyway, you
yeah,
know.
they showed up anyway and were cosplaying outside. It's just like
Yes.
you're like,
So yeah.
guys, just yeah, it's crazy, but hopefully by next year we'll be able to get back to some normalcy
I'm
of
hoping. I'm
conventions because yes, there are virtual conventions. And have you ever participated in a virtual con yet?
no, not, I have not participated in a virtual convention. I'm in a group and they kind of invite me, to these things, but I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, I'll chill for now and you know, I'm just doing the thing for the children right now. That's,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm focused on.
That's cool.
I feel
That's
bad
cool.
for the kids.
Yeah, no, yeah, especially during this Corona time, it's hard because you want to have parties and you want to enjoy other people's company, and it's sad that we have to be like, nope, sorry, you know.
Yeah.
But it's good to
So
create your own Corona bubble, basically, of friends saying, okay, you're not going anywhere, I'm not going anywhere. Okay, we know we're protected. Let's go hang out, and
yeah,
so
absolutely.
we're trying to create these Corona bubbles where we know that in that bubble, like the NBA did, the NBA
Yeah.
created their bubble and they succeeded. They didn't get COVID. They didn't really
Oh,
do anything. And NFL is doing the same thing. They have the Corona bubble, and it seems to be working. But
yeah. I mean, with with the con, here's the thing. You have cosplayers. We're used to wearing masks.
yeah,
One
yeah,
way,
yeah,
one way
exactly.
or another. Cosplayers are used to wearing masks. I think they would figure out a way around it. It wouldn't bother them. But here's the thing, the vendors or the guests and the panels and the food people, that's really the big effect.
Yeah,
I don't think the cosplayers would be like, oh
and,
well,
and even if you are wearing a mask, you're going to be touching elbow to elbow with people. You're going to be squeezing through people. Your mask might slip off.
yeah,
You might take it off and touch your face so you could scratch your beard or something. It's always something that could happen, and
yeah, there
it's
really is,
it's scary. You know.
unfortunately.
So, but we'll move on. We'll figure out a way of getting past that,
Yeah.
eventually, hopefully. So, is Wolverine the character you like to cosplay frequently?
Um, yes. It used to be Star-Lord, but it is Wolverine. Uh, because he's like very recognizable.
Yeah,
And Hugh Jackman portrayed him, you know, on screen, but he never wore the costume,
yeah,
and that's where my challenge came in. My nephew said, "I challenge you to do Wolverine." He said
yeah.
that was your favorite character growing up, and you're not doing Wolverine, and I'm like, well, how can I make the yellow, do and I thought about it, and so I started the designing and picking out the fabrics. And so now I got four versions of Wolverine. And this one is
Nice.
actually Wolverine 74. I don't
Hmm.
know another cosplayer that does it. It's his first appearance from 1974 when he fought Hulk,
Yeah.
and that would be
Oh
the
wow.
first
Yeah.
appearance of Wolverine. I don't know anyone that does this version, and I decided to do that one because that was the one I fell in love with.
Yeah.
Before Dave Cockrum took over in Giant Size X-Men 1. John Romita actually um, designed the first Wolverine costume, and I
Yeah.
love that artist, by the way.
Very nice. Yeah,
Mhm.
I used to be an avid comic book collector as well when I was younger. And I had Superman comic number 1.
Oh my God!
And
What?
my brother one time, oh, you're about to lose your craziness right here. My brother one time got in a big old argument with me, and he was angry because I must have said something or did something, and he threw my comic books on the ground and he started stepping on them and just like destroying them. Superman number 1 was in that pile.
No!
So to this day, every single year at the beginning, like the 1st of January, I sent him a little text message. Hey, Superman number 1 is worth $1.7 million right now.
Yes, I
And
I totally get it.
so I'm like,
Um,
you son of a gun,
I mean, I
and
don't get it to that degree, but I totally get it. I
yeah,
had three copies of Giant Size X-Men #1,
yeah,
which was the first X-Men that had Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus,
yeah,
and Wolverine, Sunfire, Banshee. I had three copies of that, and I went away to the military, and when I came back, my dad sold the three copies. Do you know that they're worth and he sold them at the cover price. I think they were like 25 cents or something.
what?
Yes, he didn't think they were worth anything. I had like closets full of comic books, and
So you're
I
like,
was
dude, we
yes,
could have been millionaires. or a
Yes.
thousand. It's worth
Yeah,
thousands. Yeah,
well, and they were in mint because I had them, I had one that I
yeah,
read and then the other two, they
yeah.
stayed in the plastic.
It
So yeah,
it
I
it
mean,
is how it is. It's people don't realize what something's worth. It's like a simple action figure that we played with as kids is worth thousands of dollars now, and you're like,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
It's like,
I wish I
what?
had my GI Joe with the
I
life
know,
right there.
right? Right? The GI Joes. Yeah.
Yeah,
But as a collector, do you think you're starting to collect your cosplays as well?
I know that I am.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Over
So,
here, I have a bunch. You can't see them, but I have a
yeah,
bunch of helmets and masks and
yeah.
stuff. And over there, I got a few as well. And over here
Little action
behind
figures
me,
as well. Yep.
yeah, I got some billy clubs and uh,
Nice.
I got a
The Daredevil
Daredevil that
mask.
was signed by.
Hmm.
This one was signed by
Oh, it's
the actor
signed.
Charlie Cox.
Oh,
That was,
wow.
yeah, Charlie Cox signed that one, and he signed something over there. I got a lot of stuff, collect collectible stuff signed by people, and Yandu, Michael Rooker. I have the
Nice.
Finn.
Very
Yeah, he
nice.
signed the Finn for me. Luke Cage up there.
Yeah.
Mike Coulter that plays Luke Cage. He signed the Luke Cage
Wow.
thing, and so yeah, I collect. I even got Thanos. I went for the head.
Yeah.
I went for the head.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
I went
nice.
for the head.
Yeah, I think everybody wanted to kill Thanos after
Yeah.
afterwards. Yeah. No, it's
Mhm.
true. It's it is really cool because it's so many cosplayers out there. They like to collect their cosplays and everything because, like you said, it's a work of art, and you don't want to just
Yeah.
toss that over to the side or anything. So,
No. Not
do you have any favorite cosplayers that you follow?
Um. Yeah, I like a guy named Nova Corpse Cosplay.
Okay.
He does a really great Nova. I like him.
Okay.
I like Snarky J. She's amazing. I don't know if she's gonna watch this, but I follow her. She's really good. Mark Knight Rises. I like Mark Knight Rises. Um, Lord, I like a lot of these people. I
That's
love
good
Ivy
though.
Doom Pretty. I do love her, but I mean people that are kind of, I know them,
Mm-hmm.
so I do. I'm a big fan of let's see. Oh, there's this guy. His name is Mascaras de Comics, something like that.
Yeah.
He's a Mexican guy's amazing. He does stuff with latex. It's unreal. Venom, and yeah. So I am a fan of a lot of cosplayers. Yeah, I'm a iconic Vault. I follow him.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. I have a lot of people that I go, whoa, I'm impressed, man.
No,
Yeah,
it blows my mind how people can even make a cosplay because myself, I've dabbled in cosplay, but I only wear the cosplays. I don't make them because I've never discovered that talent yet. The dress behind me is made by my wife. She's the seamstress, and she's made like all my cosplays basically, and it's pretty cool. To have that talent to actually create something. So it's always fun when I talk to cosplayers and we get to know, okay, where did you start? How did you get started? What gave you the idea? It's pretty cool, how you guys create these
it
works
is.
of art, you know. So
Um,
go
yeah.
ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You were going to say
No,
something?
well, I think 3D printing is like really big right now
Yeah.
for like, yeah, like a lot of people are 3D printing, and maybe I'll invest in one. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll invest in it.
Yeah.
It's really changed a lot of ways things are being done.
Yeah. It's a lot quicker, a lot more efficient, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but whereas if you see an Iron Man suit that's 3D printed versus somebody who took EVA foam and like,
Oh,
you know, grinded those down and just like, whoa, you know.
yes. That's
That
that's a whole totally different thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I have a Ghost Rider mask. It's really weird because
Mhm.
we're experimenting. I have a collaborator with using 3D print and foam together.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah. May I?
Yeah, go
All
ahead.
right. Let me. All right. Uh, so I helped design it, but I'm not gonna take all the credit for it because I can't. I just did some of the painting,
That
and the eyes
that
glow, but I have
is
to look it up.
amazing. That
This
is
is this is
amazing.
3D printed. This all glows. This is 3D printed, but the back and this is all foam.
Yeah,
So it gets soft enough for your head to fill in, and then there's all kind of LEDs in it.
that
So
is
this is a good.
freaking sick, dude. That's so awesome.
This is really a good way to take and go. Okay, I want to 3D print and use foam together, and it's brilliant. And
Yeah,
it's not my idea; it's my design. Like I want this like this, and how can we achieve that? And because I'm an artist, I draw, and I need it to fit a certain way, and then I'll finish painting it, and it was a beautiful collaboration. I love that piece. I love the character Ghost Rider,
yeah, yeah,
and just the genius of some of these other people that I collaborate with, that I may say, "Hi, how can we do this?" And
yeah.
they go, "I got an idea," because when you
Nice.
work with other people, it just it goes, poof,
Yeah, of
you know.
course. Yeah, it's like when you work with other people, your idea just snowballs into like this huge
Absolutely.
thing. And yeah, like some effect that you might want to add to the Ghost Rider is smoke, maybe come out of the
Yes.
helmet. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. So what craftsmanship tips could you offer like a new coming cosplayer?
People ask me like different questions.
Mm-hmm.
I get in my inbox, and I will always say, find your strength
Mm-hmm.
and find your weaknesses. Play to your strength, but practice your weaknesses.
Yeah.
So whatever that you're not that good at, keep working at it little by little until you become, good at it. Whatever
Yeah.
that you're good at, make that as great as possible and let that stand out while you practice what you're not that great at. That's my advice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, were you always interested in art since you were a little kid?
I started drawing when I was 4, and I was doing I would take Play-Doh. You remember Play-Doh?
Yep. Play-Doh.
And I would actually create statues with the Play-Doh, like with a little knife, and I would make scales and
Yeah.
make reptilian monsters and stuff like that.
Nice.
So I was always very creative
Very
all the
nice.
time.
Yeah, my wife loves to play with Fimo clay, which is like a molding clay kind of,
Mm.
and she got a task from my mother-in-law to make a pig, and so she made a little pig, and then she got the idea for, well, let's turn the pig into Trump, and so and so she made a little Trump pig, and I'm like, dude, we gotta mass produce that.
Did it come out good?
It did. It came out really well, and I
Oh,
was
you gotta
like,
send it to me. I
I'll,
want to
I'll
see a
send you a
picture of
picture.
it.
I'll send you a picture later about it. But yeah, it came out perfect, and I'm like, we gotta somehow like mass produce these things,
Wow.
but we never did. We was like, it's okay.
You
You know,
probably
we
could make money
we
out of
we
it.
didn't want to be put under Trump's radar. I was
Oh
like,
yeah. Well,
I'm
cease
good.
and desist.
I was like, I'll get a cease and desist letter in the mail or something. Yeah, but no, it's cool how people come up with these works of art out of their mind. And when a cosplayer says, "Yeah, my blood, sweat, and tears are in that," it's literally their blood, sweat, and tears. you
It
know,
is
yeah,
funny. I have been working on Star Lord, and I just finished designing his a jacket, a Star Lord jacket, and
yeah,
the character's been around for forever in cinema.
yeah. It
And
has, yeah,
I've had like 5 jackets already, and I go, it's still not good enough. And though I'm grabbing pictures and finding the textures, and then going and say, hey, I got to get this texture, and the lines have to face this way. It starts to get real ridiculous when it's cinema, because
yeah,
now you want screen accuracy,
yeah,
where a character like Wolverine, who's not been on screen in costume, you can take so many different liberties. So
Yeah,
it,
which is
it you
so
know,
crazy to me why they didn't do that. Out of like all of the X-Men movies, why was Wolverine, even in the Wolverine movie, why was he
yes.
never in the costume? It's just like, what
It,
in the.
it, and it doesn't make sense. You know
It
why?
doesn't.
Because it would actually be something that you could merchandise more if he had the
Mhm.
costume.
Yeah,
Who, I know you got a picture, you got a little doll of Hugh Jackman with the hair,
yeah,
that's cool.
exactly.
But
Could
if
have.
you got one with the yellow costume or the brown costume or the X Force with the, oh my
Yeah,
God, the costumes is what's really sells it. Do
yeah,
you want an
exactly.
action figure of Peter Parker or do you want one of Spider Man?
Right,
Duh,
exactly.
Spider Man all
Yeah,
day.
exactly.
You know,
No, it's funny. So, have you ever had a horror story out of your cosplays,
not
where just
not
like
a horror
everything went
story.
wrong that day?
I kind of laugh at them, but
Yeah. Looking
I
back, you laugh
it
at
was
them, but at the time, it
it
was
wasn't
probably
that
horrible.
it wasn't that Ghost Rider, but it was one before that one. It was a prototype,
Uh huh.
and it was all foam, and I had the wire that makes the lights go on and everything.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
was at a con, and I had a friend that does this. Was the '67 Batman? Is that the one, the Adam West Batman?
Yes.
He, yeah, okay. So he had like a display of that where you look like you're climbing the rope. So they're like this, but then when they give you the picture, it's like that. So I said, I
Okay.
want to do Ghost Rider climbing with Batman and Robin.
Nice.
So I'm on the thing. It looks like I'm like this, but I'm really like this. And
Okay.
they like push me, bend over, so that way you look like you're pulling yourself. And my Ghost Rider wires that with all my flames with the
Yeah.
LEDs, they
Yeah.
pull through the jacket and everything. Plop. And so yeah, I walked around without no flames, man.
You're like, wow.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
must have
really
been
have anything.
disheartening.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I learned, you know, bring bring electrical tape with you and this, that,
Right.
and the other. But since
Yeah.
you can't have scissors, there was really no way for me to splice it as good as I would have wanted to.
Exactly.
And then it got inside the helmet as well. So it shorted out some of the it was
Yeah.
bad, man,
It
because
was a
people asking me
bad
for
day.
pictures. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
asking me for pictures, and I'm like, it normally glows.
It's like normally it glows. I don't want to take a picture. But what
Yeah.
was the funniest cosplay story that you have?
Um, my pants ripped. My,
I've been there. Yeah.
my pants tore. Um, I was doing a event. It was in the wintertime. I think it was a Toys for Tots. I was
Okay.
doing a Toys for Tots as Star Lord, and I think I was in front of a Walmart, if I remember correctly, and they
Yeah.
had the the National Guard there,
Yeah.
or the
Toys
Marines,
for
whatever, giving
tots.
out
Yeah.
toys. Yeah,
Hmm.
Toys for
Yeah.
Tots. And we went to go climb on top of, like, I don't know, it was a military vehicle.
Yeah.
So Batwoman climbs up, and Spider-Man climbs up, and Ant-Man climbs up, and then I go to climb up, and I don't know if you've ever seen Chris Pratt Star-Lord, but his pants are real
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my pants were tight too, and oh my God,
Rip.
and it cracked in the worst place. It
Uh,
ripped in the worst place. So Batgirl had to help me go into Walmart, and luckily she had a kit, and we sewed it
nice.
back up.
Sewed it back up.
Yeah,
That's
but
good.
yeah, that was an
That's good.
embarrassing moment that would only happen to Peter Quill.
Yeah. Of course. Yep. So, what is one of your favorite, best in character interaction that you've had?
Um,
Of course, there's going to be like many of them. But what are one of your favorites?
and character interaction. That's tough, man. I
Yeah.
would probably say Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Yeah, and the reason why is I am from New York,
Hmm.
and that character is from Hell's Kitchen, and my brother lived in Hell's Kitchen. So yeah, I would have to say Daredevil. And I met Charlie Cox dressed as Daredevil, so I felt like Daredevil. If that answers your question, I hope.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened when you were in the cosplay of Daredevil?
Um, well, first of all, I got to meet the actor that
Yeah.
plays Daredevil,
Yeah.
and so I'm getting ready to, try to meet him. I'm online to meet him, and he actually comes out and he pulls me out of the line and grabs my Daredevil costume and says, he's from British. He's a British guy. He's from
He's a
Britain,
British guy. Yeah.
right? And so you expect to hear Daredevil, and you hear this British guy. Oh, that outfit is beautiful. I can't do a British accent. And he just starts pulling on my costume. How did you make this? It's so beautiful. And I'm like, thank you. And then I start asking him questions, like, because
Yeah.
I want to upgrade my costume.
Exactly.
And so it was really cool because it was Daredevil meeting Daredevil. And um,
Yeah.
I, and that was like a really good, because I tried to stay in character, but he just took me out of that character, man.
Yeah.
And,
Of course. Yeah. It's hard. Like
yeah,
especially when you're
I would
meeting
say
one of your idols.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was totally, yeah, Daredevil. I would have to
Awesome.
say Daredevil. Yeah.
So, have you ever worked with wigs before or no?
Yeah, I have. I I Star Lord's, because I don't have hair like Star Lord.
Hmm.
I have black hair, and
Yeah.
he has like this cool uh uh what can I call it, 90210 thing going on.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I purchased the wig and I had to style it myself. Hang on just 1 second. Do I
Yeah.
have a
Go.
second?
Yeah. You
All
go.
right.
Go ahead.
Okay. And believe it or not, I styled this
Oh
one and cut
wow.
this one myself. And that's only because I cut my own
That
hair
even
all
that
the
even
time
works.
anyway.
That even works for Bucky Barnes too.
Yes, this is the one
Yeah.
this is Bucky Barnes. This is the
Yeah.
Star-Lord one.
Uh
This is
huh.
Bucky Barnes. And I cut this one myself. And it took a while. But
Yeah.
yeah, I work with wigs. Not a lot, but if the character calls for it, like that one, I'll do it. Like
Nice.
I'm pretty good at cutting hair,
That's
so
pretty cool.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome. So, have you ever cosplayed with a family member?
Yes, I have. I've cosplayed with my nephew. He was a Ravager.
Nice.
He was also a Winter Soldier. He was Winter Soldier, and he was also Nightcrawler. We did that together.
That's cool.
My my daughter cosplayed Riri Riri Williams, Iron Man,
Okay.
the
Yep.
Iron part
Hmm.
or whatever.
Yep.
I cosplayed with her as well. I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, with all the cosplay that you've done, what are your go-to stores for materials or like full-on cosplays?
Um, it all depends because all the stuff that I do, they're not the same.
Hmm.
Like they're totally different. One might wear a leather jacket, and then I have to take a jacket and kind of modify it. And so if you have someone like Star Lord, that's a jacket. I have to
Hmm.
actually, it's a different thing. Ghost Rider, the same thing. If it's season one of Daredevil, then yeah, go to Joanne's Fabrics and you know buy some of black mesh see-through cloth and
Hmm.
wrap it around your head and put a
Yeah.
bandana underneath it. And, you know go get a sweatshirt and cut it and put a little bit of red in it, and everything is different. I don't have like a
Nice.
set because my characters are so diverse. There's like really not one way that I do anything. I may draw something up and submit it to somebody and say, "Can you build a pattern for this?" I can't, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
flat. And
hard.
then
Yeah.
then they send it back to me, and then I got to go ahead and start painting the details on it, and it's just crazy,
Nice.
because I do a lot of design work. So
Yeah.
it all depends on the characters. I don't work and operate the same like everybody else because I
Hmm.
don't I don't do like an armor of Iron Man where everything is foam.
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
Exactly.
I it's everything is so different. All my characters are just it's a different thing to do with each character. I
Hmm.
wish I had a direct answer for that one, but it's a diverse,
No, it's
like
true. It's true. It's
yeah,
like every every cosplay is going to have its different feel to it, and you're going to have to like either go to a thrift store to get the cosplay piece, or maybe you'll
Absolutely.
have to like buy a pattern from somewhere, because with every cosplay it's hard to get the patterns for these
Yes.
characters, and so you're like, wait, I have to create this pattern. It's very
Yeah.
hard. So have you ever
Yeah.
lost anything at a convention, like a piece of your
Um,
cosplay or something
yeah, yeah. I lost a couple of things. Nothing really big,
major?
but I lost, well, one of them was kind of sad. I lost a baby Groot.
Oh,
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
that
yeah,
that's sad.
I lost the baby Groot. I ended up getting another one, but I lost the baby Groot, and I didn't hear him fall. He was made out of foam,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's the only one that I do remember is
Yeah.
losing is the baby Groot. I think that one broke my heart. Yeah, I
Yeah,
would say
of
baby.
course, yeah.
Yeah,
So when
baby
you
Groot.
cosplay, do you go as a group to a convention, or do you like to go solo?
Um, I never go with anybody. I
Mm-hmm.
always go and know that I'm gonna meet X, Y, and Z
Mm-hmm.
because I follow certain people and I'm really good friends with some cosplayers that live in Florida, but we don't live close enough to each other to see each other. But
Yeah,
if there's a con that we're all gonna go to, we kind of advertise, I'll be here. I'll
yeah,
see you there,
yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
and my
it's kind of
next
like,
con
yeah,
will be here, and my next,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm big like that. Yes.
Nice, awesome. So if you had a chance to meet your all-time favorite cosplayer, who would it be, and what would you say to them?
I already did.
Yeah.
I like Ivy Doom Kitty.
Oh, okay.
I
Cool.
love, yeah, I love Ivy Doom Kitty, and I got to meet her. And
Yeah.
my friend was with me, and he was like, he can't stop talking about you. And I hugged her and took pictures, and I
Yeah.
do. I simply adore her. I think she's awesome.
Well, yeah. Anybody
And
who has that talent, and then like you look up to that talent, and it's pretty cool to meet them.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, she's amazing.
I remember when my daughter met Matthew Lewis from Harry Potter, who played Neville Longbottom. She couldn't even speak. And it was like she's a big fan. I was like the translator for her. You know,
I would like to meet Adam Savage.
everybody would. Yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah. He was at the
yeah,
last Phoenix Fan Fusion over here in Arizona, and his line was huge.
yes, I
Yeah,
would love to. I watch his videos, and I caught a lot of cool tips, and his Captain America and his Star Lord. I work with some of the collaborators that he did as well, and I was
yeah,
like, oh, okay, so
nice.
he has done some really killer stuff with those two characters, and
Yeah.
we you know we I've worked with the same collaborators
So, have
as
you
well.
ever done a cosplay panel before
No,
at
I
conventions?
was asked to do one, and at that time I had turned it down.
Yeah.
Um, I'm kind of like a To be honest, I'm kinda like a child, man. When I get to the thing, I don't wanna I don't wanna be able to play something, you know?
You're like, I
Um,
was like, I just like to do the thing. I don't like to show how they do it because it's
yeah,
hard. Some people, they have this talent, but they're like, I don't know how to teach this talent.
yeah,
I
it's
don't know
yeah.
how I got to it, but hey, if you want to do it, then cool, let's do it. But yeah. So, what is the ultimate dream cosplay that you have in your mind that you want to do? The ultimate dream one.
Well, this one that I'm working on, it's a Star-Lord, but not cinema.
Okay.
It's a Star-Lord from the comic book,
Okay.
not anything that you've seen on TV. It's a comic Star-Lord, and I have been trying to work on this particular one, I would say like 2 years already.
Wow.
And it's I've been- it's been kicking my butt.
Yeah.
And so um that's the one. If I pull it off, I want it to look cinematic. I do not want it to look like, okay, he just walked out of, no offense, Party City.
Right?
I
Yeah,
want it to look
exactly.
like, wow, who's that? Because a lot of people
Yeah.
won't know comic Star Lord.
No,
and he looks totally different. He has a helmet, and it's just a
exactly.
totally different look. And I'm dying to pull that one off. I don't show a lot of what I'm working on with it because if it
Yeah.
doesn't work, I don't want to look like an idiot. But if
Right.
it does, if it
No,
does work, I'll be doing a
you're like,
big old
here's all
reveal
the
on it.
progress pictures. Okay,
Yes,
that's
yeah,
cool. So, what's the most difficult cosplay that you've done so far? Is it this one that you're working on now?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
cool.
Well, anything that has to do with Star Lord is difficult because he just has a lot of weird things. But this one, because it is a comic character,
Yeah,
but the helmet is like has so many details, and then it's an alien tech. So it is.
yeah,
You have to think it's alien tech with glowing eyes, but not like the other glowing eyes. The face has to come off so I can. It's just a lot to that one.
yeah,
So I think that one for me. I don't want to do Iron Man or anything that I can't move in. I like to move.
right. Yeah,
So yeah, for me it's mostly about the headpieces when it comes to something like that.
yeah. So, in your opinion, what makes a cosplayer a professional cosplayer?
That's a good question. Maybe they're making money. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
guess.
Maybe they make. That's a good question.
Well, it's
Um,
different for everybody.
yeah. Um, People have said that to me. Like, you're a professional cosplayer, and I will pay me. And I'm just kidding. No, I don't want any money. But I don't know. Is it the quality? I can't tell you because I've seen some professional cosplayers, and it's really selling a sex appeal. With no offense to anybody.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, no offense to anybody. If you got it, then you're flaunting it, and that's all gravy.
Yeah,
So I don't know. It's kind of like baseball. You're a professional baseball when you're making money. You're a
yeah,
professional boxer when you're making money. And I
exactly.
guess
So, I guess a
that has to
professional cosplayer would be you're making money. Yeah,
that would be it, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I would look at it like that. You could be a rapper, and you're a
yeah.
professional rapper when you're making money. So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
I would.
the whole thing is I've seen professional cosplayer at conventions who are like guesting and they're in like a onesie.
Yes,
And you're
exactly,
like, "What? You're the cosplayer?" And then like here comes this cosplayer that's not the professional and they're like, "Oh, I love you. This is one of your cosplays that I made myself." And it's just like that should be sitting here. And I was like,
exactly my
And
point.
I'll call him out on it. I'll call him out on it. I'm like, what are you here at this booth for? Are you like the handler? He's like, no, I'm her. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna buy this from you if you're not looking like that. You
Right.
know?
That's when what I said about the sex appeal
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Now,
No, yeah, it's hard.
if you look like if you can pull off a look and
Mm,
it's simple. I
yeah,
one time well, more than once, but I did run into a Walking Dead exhibit thingy, a
hmm
booth.
yeah,
The guy looked exactly like Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes. He had another
yeah.
guy that looked like Abraham. He had another guy that looked like
Nice.
yeah, everybody. It was like I had to do a double take. Are these the
He's like,
actors?
wait, what? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no,
So
yeah, but
if
sometimes they do that. Like actors will
yeah,
do that. They'll dress up
yeah,
like
if
their
you look
characters.
exactly like somebody,
Yeah.
don't put on a costume. Just wear the clothes they wear, and you got it.
Yeah, you got
You
it.
know?
No,
Yeah,
it's funny
and you got
because
it.
Chris Evans once was stopped in New York Comic Con because he dressed up like Captain America and he was walking around and he was like saying the lines from the movie in his regular voice. It's like, dude, you look like the guy. You sound like the guy. How do you do that? He's like, I'm Chris Evans. And it's like,
Oh my God.
oh. It's like, dang. So he'll do that, and like Tom Holland's been caught going to conventions as well and everything. Because why not? If you're the
Yeah, well, yeah, I
character,
agree.
if you played the character, you're the ultimate cosplayer for that character, I guess. But it's
I
cool.
think I would have spotted for sevens. I think I would have spotted him,
Yeah, no, yeah. It's like, wait a sec. No. It's like, I won't tell everybody who you are, but you got to take a picture
man.
with me. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. But it's fun. It's fun because you're learning all about, what you love to do, and that's the coolest thing. So, what is your favorite part about cosplaying?
Um, I would say socializing. Um, Outside of cosplaying, I don't have like a really big social circle.
Yeah.
So it's this the socializing without a high expectation of what someone's gonna think about you.
Hmm.
You know, it's think about it this way. We're walking down the street, we're not in costume.
Yeah.
You and I, we just met, we're gonna have
Yeah.
a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Someone says, "Can I have a picture of you?" No, we don't,
Why would you
but
want to picture me? What are
right,
you
but
gonna
when
do
you
with
go
it?
to when you're cosplaying at a convention, that's like the common thing. People want to
Yeah.
take pictures with you and everything else,
Yep.
and
Exactly.
everything that's happening in the world goes outside the door.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
sexism, phobias, religion,
Yeah.
political beliefs. It's just about the character and the unity and
Yeah.
the socializing
Exactly.
that at that time, that is like the most beautiful experience
Yeah.
that I have ever had in my life. If every day can be that way, we would all get along.
Yeah. No, exactly. Because when you're in cosplay, you don't care what type of person they are. It's just like you're the character to me. Like in my mind, you are Wolverine or you
Yes.
are, whatever. And it's just like, well, how do you know you're not talking to Hugh Jackman? You don't know that when they're in
Yeah,
cosplay, and
yeah,
that's the thing is you get to explore so many options when you're in cosplay. And yeah, it's true. Like a lot of people, they normally don't have friends when they're not cosplaying, and they're just like, oh, I'm gonna be at home just hanging by myself. And then you get to know
yeah.
cosplay friends, and you're like, hey, you want to hang out outside of cosplay? And then boom, you just made a new friend. It's really cool.
Maybe with a friend. Yeah, it's
And
a beautiful way to socialize.
yeah, it's great. It's always a conversation starter. I remember when I was
Absolutely.
in Spider-Man cosplay, and we were on our way to a convention, and I ran out of gas, so I had to like hurry up and get to the gas station. And I walk in, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm already halfway, almost, dressed in Spider-Man outfit. I'm just gonna put the mask on. So I walked in to QT, and I put, I said, hey, can you put $20 on pump 7? And they're like, this one guy looks at me and goes, why? And the guy behind him says, why not, man? He looks really cool. You go, Spidey. Like, he's like, you. I was like, you go in and put that on, see how you look. Oh, right, whatever. And I was like, cool. All right, awesome. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
And then, like, after the convention, we walked to the car, and I think we got to our car. We were only a 5-minute walk from our car, but it took us about 45 minutes to get to our car because people were like, stop, 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 Spidey, Spidey, Spidey. I'm like, oh, okay, let's take a picture. And
Now,
it was pretty
here's the,
fun. It's pretty fun.
here's the thing that I did notice, which is why I cosplay Wolverine. When I did other characters and I did an event and someone was dressed as Spider-Man, he got all the attention.
Yeah. And you're like,
Spider-Man gets all
am,
the attention
am I
everywhere he
chopped
goes.
liver? And that's what I would have been doing.
Yeah,
So
I
one of the
said,
viewers in the chat is asking if your claws come out, or do you
um,
just attach them?
oh God, do I gotta really give away that secret?
Just say they're malfunctioning right now. No.
These are housing ports, and the way that they're designed is when I have them is to look like they are extended from the housing ports.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they're not. Yeah,
You
it's an
attach them.
illusion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an illusion. Hold
Yeah.
on a second. Let's see. Good question. That's a real good question.
Yeah. Well, no, like,
I'm not gonna.
it's like the Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade. How
Yeah,
you can go and then it's like comes out. That would be really cool Okay. Wow, that does really look like it does come out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Somehow, like, if it's even possible, like maybe somebody can create something where you can like close your fist and then all of a sudden your things come out.
Someone has created it. I saw them on YouTube.
Yeah, so I was like,
Yeah,
that would be cool. That even
yeah,
with you putting them in, it still looks like they're coming out. That's really
yeah,
cool.
but they have to be designed. They have to be designed to fit your hand a
Yeah,
certain way, and these have to be mounted. I
yeah,
crazy glued them on a certain way in order to receive that illusion. Otherwise, it's gonna look like it's coming from the middle of your fingers.
yeah,
And
exactly.
that, yeah, that's okay. But yeah,
Still,
if
it's
I
pretty
can get,
cool. It's really cool.
yeah, thank you. But good question, by the way.
Yeah. So, like everything, there's a good and there's an evil side to everything. So, what are some bad things that you found out with cosplay?
Oh, bad things, bad things. It's hard for me to criticize something that I like so much.
Yeah.
Um, I would say that if I saw any um judgment within
Hmm.
the cosplay community, which is there's not a lot,
There's
but
not a lot. Yeah.
when there is, it can get to be real ugly.
Yeah.
But there, yeah, but there's not a lot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
No, yeah, one
but I,
yeah, I agree with that statement because, it's really hard to criticize something you love doing. And
right,
but, the toxicity that can come with cosplay, usually in the teenagers, we see that a lot of toxicity because it's high school drama, and whereas with adults like you and me, we're practically the same age. We don't see that because we're older. We don't care
yeah,
to like, oh, you're chunky and you're cosplaying,
yeah, no, we don't care.
you're cosplaying Black Widow. So you're a chunky Black Widow. Who cares? You're Black Widow,
And
or
yeah,
yeah, you know,
yeah, and so that's one of the things that I see a little bit of. Uh, I would say it's it's becoming in some places, and maybe with the younger generation, I'm not
yeah,
sure, um, somewhat competitive. Now
yeah,
there's a healthy competition where you see something go, oh, I want to look as good as that, but then there's the one that says, oh well, my Batman looks better than your Batman, and that's not healthy.
yeah. That's not
When
healthy.
you have to put, so I've seen a little bit of that as well.
Mm,
Um, Oddly enough, I think as this becomes more mainstream, then it probably declines in
yeah.
what it actually means. Anything that's an like kind of what I would call a underground culture.
Hmm.
Once it becomes mainstream, it starts losing its real finesse.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, it's true. And a lot of people are blaming some cosplayers who are like opening OnlyFans and saying, "Oh, hey, let's do this lewd cosplay." And like I always say, if you've got it, flaunt it. If that's how you want to make your money, go ahead. But in a sense, they're kind of hurting the cosplay community because they're all about showing their tatas off
Yeah,
for money
sexuality.
and their sexuality off rather than saying, hey, this is a cosplay that I made, whereas I saw this one Misty cosplay of Pokemon, and Misty has, like the short shirt and, shorts and everything, and they're sexualizing the character. I'm like, dude, Misty is 16 years old. Why are you sexualizing a teenager? And I think that's one of the downfalls of cosplay is when people take it to the next level of the sexuality of it, and it's just like, okay, you're hurting the cosplay community a little bit.
I agree. If it doesn't have a place in it, for example, I saw a woman, and she was an amazing looking woman with an
Yeah,
amazing body,
of course.
and she was wearing a black top and black leather pants, and she can be any character in that. And
Yeah,
the only thing that she had was some plastic claws, and she said, "I'm X-23." Well, take away the claws,
uh,
I wouldn't recognize you.
yeah, exactly.
You
Or
know,
or like with a black top and a black pants, all you have to do is put on a cat mask and you're Catwoman.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
it's kind of like, but if you're doing, let's say, a character like Spartacus, a Roman gladiator,
yeah,
and you got, they don't wear much, but I seen
no,
these two guys. I don't know who they are. They're in almost every con I go to, and they got that gladiator helmet, they got the sword, they got the shield, they got the muscles. Now that works. They got the sandals and everything.
yeah,
They got dirt all over them. They look like, yeah. And
yeah.
those guys, they look
You
like they could pay to be male
yeah.
strippers, man.
Yeah, you
They're
don't want to
amazing.
meet those guys in an alley, probably. You're
No, no,
like,
man.
oh, you're like,
They
"Yeah, I'm
they
good."
they look like gladiators for real.
But yeah,
And if
then
you
that's
can pull
cool.
that off, yeah, if you could pull that off, then yeah, there's,
Yeah,
you know, I guess it would be like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the character Shayna the She Devil.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It
well, she doesn't wear much.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah,
A
so
lot of characters nowadays they don't wear much, and that's just because let's face it, comic book creators or game designers, when they create women, they're pervy. It's
they
true.
are, yeah.
It's just how it
It,
is. But the thing is, with cosplay, it's just it's we know it's a female dominated industry.
oh
There's a
yeah,
lot of
absolutely.
females who are going into cosplay, um, whereas a lot of males are going into cosplays as well. But you don't, it's funny how you mentioned like two cosplayers who were males and two were female. It was like, I'm like, oh wow, cool. Usually it's like, oh, top three top cosplayers off the top of my hand. Yo
Yeah, yeah,
Yaya Han cosplay, just Jessica Nigri, and uh, Kumuki cosplay. Those are my top three. Or Amber Sky's cosplay. They're all girls. I'm like, wait, oh no. But then I know, I was like, wait, there's Parkinson cosplay. There's Rick Legendary now, and so it's really cool how guys are coming out of the fray and starting going into this.
oh, yeah.
And
I know some awesome,
yeah,
awesome, awesome uh guy cosplayers that are
yeah,
phenomenal. I follow one guy, Mark Knight Rises. If you never heard of him,
yeah.
check
I
him
have to
out.
check them out. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
very
it's
nice
cool.
guy too. Yeah,
It's
he's
awesome.
very nice. He looks like he comes out of a movie. Very impressive and very
Yeah.
nice man.
Well,
I like.
Rick, I appreciate you coming on to the show, and thank you so much for your time. It's been
Thank
an
you.
honor. It's been awesome
Oh,
to
honor to
interview
you.
you and get to know you more about how you create these wonderful, awesome characters. And is there anything that you would like to tell your fans who might watch the rebroadcast of this?
Um, I want to tell everybody thank you. You know, one for having me on here. Thank you personally.
Thank you.
Thank you for anybody that's tuning in. Um, I like to. I'm gonna quote somebody. I like to leave things better than what I found them. And so with that, everybody stay safe. Um, wear your gloves and mask or whatever it is, social distance, and you know, call someone. Sometimes there's somebody that needs to be called. Call someone, tell them that you're thinking about them. There are people that are home alone, and you know, um, you know, let's get through this.
Yeah.
Let's get through this. And you, my friend, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
It's awesome. Take care of yourself. Hope you're having a great time in your future cosplays, and look forward to that Star Lord cosplay to be finished.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
All right. Take
Peace.
care. Bye.